everybody, I am Kevin Coleman, and we are here with Sarah Chan with Calypso Kitchen and Plateful, and we are here with another KISS episode. Today we are going to be making a curry seafood stew. And Sarah here is going to teach us all about it, how it's made, and it's from her island in Trinidad, of where it's based from, and she uses all fresh ingredients. So Sarah, what are we gonna do?
Today we get to highlight seafood from right here in Bellingham, right out of the waters here. Kevin, do you want to tell us what seafoods we're going to be using today?
Sure. We actually have 4 different proteins that are local here. Large prawns that are from icy fresh seafood. We also have some Dungeness crab from Lummi Island. We have some black cod from Gene Sea Seafood and Fisheries. And then we also have halibut from Sea to Shore Seafood. So we're very excited to have all this in this entire dish. It is going to be very robust and flavorful, I can already tell.
Just to share a little bit, Calypso Kitchen, I am from the Caribbean, grew up in Trinidad and Tobago, and my flavor profiles are definitely Caribbean flavor profiles. But what I try to do here in the Pacific Northwest is use as much fresh, local ingredients as possible to create those Caribbean flavor profiles that I'm trying to create. So today I'm making a curry seafood stew. This is something that I saw my grandma, my mom prepare, that I try to make very simple so that it doesn't take up a whole lot of time, doesn't take up a whole lot of ingredients. Along with the seafood, we are going to be using some fresh tomatoes, onions, garlic, bell peppers, fresh lemons, and then right here is a green seasoning blend, that's very integral in any sort of Trinidad cooking that we're doing. A green seasoning blend can be as simple as all the fresh green herbs that you have in your pantry or your refrigerator at the time that you're cooking. So today, what I had available was parsley, thyme, some scallions, ginger, garlic, and I put all of that into a food processor and I broke it down. We are using a curry blend that I made. We are using some Himalayan salt, pink salt, some roasted cumin, cracked black pepper, Aleppo peppers. So we are going to get our seafood prepared for cooking. I submerged my seafood in cold water, and then I used fresh lemon juice, squirted some lemon juice on it, and I let it sit for 2 minutes. Once that part of the process was done, I strained off all the water, got everything, patted everything dry with paper towels so that there's no extra liquid inside of this dish at this point in time. You just have your beautiful seafood. My green seasoning blend, which I put into my food processor, I'm now gonna marinate my seafood. So a little bit of my green seasoning goes in here. I'm going to season with a little bit of salt as well, a little bit of black pepper, and some beautiful Aleppo peppers. And let's do some garlic as well. Fresh garlic. And I am doing this all by eyeballing everything. I do not like using recipes with firm amounts. That's not the way I grew up cooking. That's not the way I saw my grandma cook. Okay, so this is what your marinated seafood looks like. Green seasoning, salt, black pepper, some garlic, and you have marinated seafood. We're gonna let this sit while we start the currying process. You need your oil to be fairly hot for when you add your curry spice powder into this pot. We are going to add our curry to the pot, and we'll follow that with a little bit of water. Once that curry and water hits the oil, that loud searing noise just means that the spices are cooking and that you're going to end up with a beautiful slurry to start your whole curry process. What we're looking for during this process is to allow all the spices in that curry mix to awaken, and we want a really nice creamy texture before we start introducing other ingredients to the pan. So at this point, I'm going to add a little bit of roasted cumin, adding a little bit more water to continue that process of cooking the curry. And if you can see, our curry from that dry spice has started to turn into a really nice creamy consistency. So I'm going to add some garlic to get that cooking. I am going to add our onions and bell peppers to the pan. And I'm going to add some of that beautiful green seasoning to the pan as well. We're going to just allow that to cook down. I'm going to lower the heat a little bit at this point in time. I am going to season this pot with a little bit of Aleppo peppers because I love that flavor. Aleppo peppers is not a pepper that I grew up with, but it's one of those flavor profiles that I've really learned to love. I'm going to add some black pepper, and I'm going to add a little bit of our salt to this pan, just seasoning up everything and stirring. I didn't tell you guys about that lovely habanero that I added to the pan, but I love heat in my curry, so I added a habanero. If you are cooking this at home, you can choose to not use a pepper, a hot pepper, or you can choose to use a pepper that has a lot less heat if you wanted to. We want to see these onions and peppers to really melt well with the dry spices that we've added. Our freshly chopped tomatoes are being added to the pan. And this is how quick and easy this recipe came together. What we're looking for at this point in time is we are looking for our tomatoes to cook down into a sauce, to mix really well with everything else that we've put into the pan. We are going to put a lid on this. So we are back with our beautiful curry sauce, and it is just about where we want it to be. The tomatoes are nice and softened. All the vegetables, all the onions inside of here is nice and softened. Our sauce has come together beautifully, and we are about to add our seafood to this pot now. And that seafood has been marinated in green seasoning, so it's taken up a lot of the flavors from those fresh green herbs. And we'll give this one quick stir. And because these are very small pieces of seafood, this is not going to take very long to cook. I would say anywhere between 5 to 7 minutes, and this will be cooked. Let's just make sure that it all has a little bit of sauce on it. Once that is done, let's put a lid on this and let it sit. And I'm just going to pour it into this dish here. And we're going to go for a piece of fish and a little bit of prawn. Maybe another prawn. There we go, guys.
I'm really, really excited to try this, and I encourage everybody else to try it out too. It's not as hard as you might think it is. It was very easy to watch her make this, and I can't wait to dig in. So here we go. Oh.
What do you think, Evan?
Okay, so, all right, listen to me, people. Try this. This is so good. It has so many flavors. Oh, that pepper. I can taste the pepper. But it's so good. All the seafood and everything marries together in such a short amount of time. And that green sauce that you put in it and mixed it up. Yeah, the green seasoning. That is incredible. So thank you once again. Check out Sarah Chan, Calypso Kitchen, Plateful. Learn more about what she does. And we look forward to seeing you next time on a KISS episode.
Thanks for being with us.